Namaste, Kevin. Welcome to the mat and welcome to my channel. My name is Bethany and I am the Yogi Witch. And thank you for joining me for today's practice where we are going to flow to take care of our mental health. So maybe you found your way to the mat today because you're feeling a little bit anxious or stressed, overwhelmed or sad, or maybe you've come here today as part of a kind of a New Year's resolution to dedicate more time to taking care of yourself, your mind, your body, and most importantly, your soul. In today's practice, we're going to go through a really soulful, slow practice. So looking at opening up the hips, opening up that heart, and kind of resetting the body, activating all our chakras so we can go into the rest of our day feeling our very best. So before we begin, just a reminder that you are in a safe space here today. So please do not worry about any emotions that come up. Embrace them with kindness, with compassion. And as always, give yourself the acknowledgement that you turned up to the mat today. It is the hardest asana after all. So to begin today's practice, you're going to come into a comfortable seated position, maybe with the legs crossed, extended, or even sitting on a block or a cushion. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, and we're going to flip those palms towards the sky. So the back of the hands is resting on the knees, starting to draw in the healing energy of the sun and of the moon above us. And aligning our energies today as a Kevin with a beautiful deep inhale and a slow exhale. Just focusing on evening out the breath here, recognizing where the breath is going, if it's stuck just in the top of the lungs, or maybe you're able to get it all the way to the base of the belly, feeling that belly rise and feeling the belly fall. And just a disclaimer before we continue, if you can hear any rain or wind in the background, we're just going to embrace it. There's a massive storm going on here in Wales at the moment. So just go along with it. Use that elemental magic to help clear, to help cleanse. And if you find that mind is floating away from you, maybe to any distractions going on around you, maybe to anything outside the sacred space of your mat, that is okay. We are human, this happens. Acknowledge it, any thoughts that pop up, and then pop them to one side for now. We're going to concentrate on ourselves for the next 20-25 minutes or so. Just keeping that attention on the breath. Before we start to bring a little bit of movement. So find a gentle sway, maybe a rock from side to side. Any kind of movement that feels natural to you here. Maybe neck rolls, maybe shoulder rolls. Beautiful. Before we bring ourselves back to our seated position, left hand's going to float beside us, and we're going to reach that right arm up and overhead here, leaning as far as you can, keeping both sit bones rooted to the earth, as we imagine that we're opening up the ribs down the right hand side of the body. Take a gorgeous stretch, and then begin to draw a beautiful big circle here with that right arm. So imagine you've got a little pen here and you're trying to make the smoothest line as possible. Just looking at opening up the shoulders and kind of massaging out any stress that's sitting here. Moving and taking it in one direction. And then move and take this circle in another. Beautiful. Before we inhale, reach that arm up and overhead. Lean, lean, lean. And then exhale, move through center. Right hand comes to the mat beside us. Lift left arm up and overhead. First taking that side body stretch. And then beginning to draw those circles. So it's okay if you find this movement easier on one side than the other. My left shoulder is super tight at the moment. You can soften it by taking smaller circles as we move and take it in one direction. We move and take it in the other. Beautiful. Before we inhale to reach up and overhead once more. And then on your exhale, roll into center, lean back. And this time we're going to move to Baddha Konasana. So bringing the bottom of the feet to touch. Wiggle those heels nice and close to the hips and take hold of the feet. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to lean forward a little bit. Just beginning to loosen up those hips, especially if you find that you're suffering from any insomnia, any pain going on along lower spine. Maybe those glutes are feeling a little bit tight. So from here, just begin to fly in your butterfly, pulsing those knees. Nice gentle movement, doesn't have to be massive and fast. You can do it nice and slow. 10 more breaths, in through the nose and out through the nose. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it into the center. Gently bringing the knees to touch, and you can roll over those ankles or swing the legs to one side to meet me in a tabletop position. From tabletop, we're going to walk those hands a centimetre or two forwards, Coven, and we're going to take some gorgeous rolls to wake up the spine. So on your inhale, round into the shoulders, drop those hips and come to a gorgeous back bend here in upward facing dog. Gazing forwards, inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, tuck those toes under and push the hip bones back to the heels. Inhale, roll the body forwards. Exhale, send it back, gorgeous. And you're going to close the eyes here, starting to tune into how the body is feeling. So we're not looking for perfect movement here. We're not looking for a specific shape of the body. Hello, Pushta. We're just looking to stretch it out. Moving forwards. Oh, look at those paws. And then without rushing, the next time you go to send the hips back to the heels, you're going to untuck the toes, bring the big toes to touch, take the knees wide and settle down in a gorgeous child's pose. So if it feels like the mat's a little bit too far away, remember you can put blocks, you can put pillows underneath the body to give it a little lift. You don't have to join as well, Luna. As we stretch out those arms and relax it down. Just a reminder, familiars, that this is a yoga for mental health flow. So you two aren't helping. So come to your child's pose, relax the arms, and just give yourself a moment here. Now, if that forehead is resting on a block or the mat, you can begin to massage the space between the eyebrows. So waking up that third eye and starting to massage away any tension you're holding here. Most especially if you've been suffering from any stress, headaches, any nightmares. Giving yourself the acknowledgement for coming to the mat and taking care of you. Remember, self-care looks different. Self-love looks different to everyone. Even if you find yourselves in a bad mental state, maybe you haven't left the house in a few days, maybe you're really, really tired, that is okay. Give yourself the acknowledgement for coming to the mat, for coming together as a collective, coming knowing that I'm sending all my love and all my healing to you. And then bringing that head into the center, press the palms to the mat as we inhale to roll the body to a tabletop position. From here, we're going to bring the knees to touch and tuck those toes under. On your inhale, sweep that right leg all the way behind you, point the toes, lift the head. And then exhale to draw this knee to the chest and step between the thumbs, taking as much wiggles as you need to come to Anjaneyasana, low lunge. On your inhale, going to sweep those arms up and overhead. And then on your exhale, lean forward, send the arms forward, and then wrap one arm, wrap another around the body and give yourself a little hug here. Inhale to lift the chest, sweep those arms nice and high to the sky. Exhale, lean it forward and give yourself that hug. And take this movement one more time. Inhale. Lift the hands to the sky. Exhale, send it forwards. Wrap the arms around yourselves, holding 3. Hold 2. And 1. Hands come to frame that front foot. Left hand stays down. Pull that right arm to the sky. And take those circles once more. Moving and taking these circles in one direction. Move and take it in the other. Beautiful. Before we inhale to reach the hand high. Exhale, come to frame the right foot and then slide right knee to meet the left. Inhale, send left toes behind you, straightening out the leg. Exhale, draw knee to the chest, step between the thumbs, meet back in Anjaneyasana. Sweeping those arms up and overhead, feeling strong, feeling rooted to the earth. We inhale. And exhale, lean forward. Wrap the arms around yourselves. Inhale, reach high. Beautiful movements. Exhale, lean forwards. Wrap your arms around you. Inhale, reach high. One more time. Exhale, lean forward. Give yourself that hug and hold here for 3. For 2 and for 1. Hands come to frame, front foot, right hand stays down. Pull that left arm all the way to the sky and draw those circles. So moving and taking these circles in one direction. Yes, move and take it in the other. Before we inhale, pull the arm to the sky. Exhale, hands come to frame that left foot. Bring both knees to touch, and then from here, briefly send the hips to the heels. Give a wiggle in child's pose. Before we inhale to roll the body forwards, lower all the way down and come to meet me in Sphinx pose. So pointing those back toes and taking them to the corners of the mat. Elbows stuck just underneath the shoulders here. Hands connecting with the earth beneath. It's a good job, she's cute. God, is she naughty. So coming to meet in this Sphinx pose, remembering you can intensify by finding length through the crown of the head, or you can soften by gazing between the thumbs. But you're going to close your eyes here. So coming into this really gorgeous restorative pose to open up that heart chakra. So again, this is a flow for mental health. Doesn't have to be fast, doesn't have to be crazy peak poses. Sometimes it just feels good to move, to release any knots of tension. And I find that Sphinx is a beautiful pose to release any emotions that perhaps have been weighing you down or holding you back from the things you deserve. It's an intense pose in the sense that you're going to start to feel some warmth in the shoulders. You're going to feel the openness of the lower spine. But we're going to hold it here for 5 breaths. In through the nose and out through the nose. If that mind wanders away to something that doesn't serve you, bring it back and stay here with me. Inhale and exhale. On your next breath, we're going to place one hand on top of another, pressing into the palms to lift the elbows and relax all the way down, giving those hips a wiggle here just to release any stagnant energy going on in that lumbar spine. Before sliding the hands next to the chest. On your inhale, we find our way to upward facing dog. Beautiful. This time on your exhale, you're going to bend the knees, sorry loopies, tuck those toes under and lift your way into downward facing dog. Beginning to pedal out those legs here, bending one knee, bending another. Not looking for the most perfectly aligned down dog here. That's not what we're searching for. We just want to stretch out those legs. So start pressing the heels down to the mat. Moving with intention. Starting connect heaven with earth. That crown chakra with the root chakra. And then gazing between the thumbs, taking as many steps as you like, you're going to walk your way to the top of the mat. Bend the knees so much that you're able to wrap the arms around the legs and relax the head down. So giving yourself this love, this compassion that maybe you reserve for everyone else, but you're reluctant to give it towards yourself. And like we did in that grounding pose at the very start of our flow, start to find a sway from side to side. On your inhale, Coven, sweep the hands to the shins to gaze forward and create a little length through the crown of the head. Exhale, bend the knees, and from here we're going to interlock the fingers behind the back. Squeeze shoulder blades together and find a mini back bend. So you start to send the hips forward and start to draw the hands down your back. Inhale. Whoop. Exhale, bend the knees, keep the fingers interlocked as you take a gorgeous shoulder stretch. One of my favorite ways to release any kind of anxious tension I hold in my neck. So keep bending those knees, not forcing the hands to go anywhere they don't want to. On your inhale, we use these hands to lift that chest and gaze forwards. On your exhale, bend the knees, and we begin to walk those feet a little bit further apart now. So coming into one final deep hip stretch, we're going to come into our Malasana pose. So you could come to sit on blocks, a bolster, or you can take a little seated pose if that's what feels best for you. But coming to sit nice and low, bring the hands to prayer and find your way into Malasana, finding a lift through the chest. Lovely long spine here. It is an intense pose, but it's going to bring us back away from anything in our past, any worries with the future, and bring us into the present moment. It's a good pose to practice for meditation, not necessarily staying here for ages because I can't do that, but in the sense that it resets your mind. So hold it for 3, holding for 2, and for 1, send one hand behind you, send another, release the sit bones down and take your windscreen wipers from left to right. before coming in to that comfortable seated position we began the practice with. We're going to inhale to sweep arms up and overhead. Exhale, take a twist over to the left-hand side. Inhale, move through center, sweep both arms up and overhead, and then exhale, twist over to the right-hand side. Inhale, coven. Bring the chest into the center, roll the shoulders away from the ears and get yourselves comfortable here. Again, you can come to sit on a pillow or a block, but we're going to finish this practice off with some alternative nostril breathing, a beautiful way to reset the energy, to open up our energy channels and just kind of rebalance ourselves, our mind, our body, our soul. It is a beautiful practice. I'm going to go through it with you. So when you're ready, taking your dominant hand, you're going to bring it in to a little bit of like a Shaka Mudra. So 3 fingers come in, pinky and thumb point out. Close the eyes and take a deep breath in through the nose. And a slow breath all the way out. And then from here, we're going to cover that right nostril. Inhale through the left. Cover left, exhale right. Inhale right. Cover right, exhale left. Inhale left. Cover left, exhale right. Inhale right. Cover right, exhale left. Inhale left. Cover left, exhale right. Inhale right. Cover right, exhale left. Inhale left. Cover left, exhale right. Inhale right. Cover right, exhale left. Relaxing the hand to the lap and resuming your normal breath. Recognizing any emotions that arise with kindness, compassion, with love. As you acknowledge the fact you came to the mat today, you acknowledge the fact that you took time out for you. And then closing this practice by bringing the hands to prayer at heart center and bowing head to heart, heaven to earth, with gratitude and love to ourselves for dedicating time to our well-being, to those who join us on their mat for their healing, for their love and for their energy. And as always, from me to you, thanking you so much for allowing me to guide you through today's flow dedicated to mental health. For those who don't know, I actually suffer quite badly with an anxiety disorder and a panic attack disorder, and I have been through depression in my life. And this is how I got into yoga, as a way to take back control of the things that I felt were controlling me. And although I do have my days, yoga has been a beautiful way to teach me to live into the present moment and to embrace the beauty of the chaos of my mind. So I really hope this flow helped bring you back into the present moment, helped bring you back into the body and reset the mind. If you are looking for a little bit more practice, included in the description box below is a playlist of my Yoga for Anxiety flows here on my YouTube channel, all completely free. So I hope they prove useful to you. But if you have any questions, anything you want to chat about, know you're always welcome to send me a message over my Instagram at the Yogi Witch. But from the bottom of my heart, sending so much love, sending so much healing, and sending so much peace from my mat to yours. Blessed be, Coven.